$50,000 to pay off gambling debts. My stepmother, Victoria, signed the papers right in front of me, her pen scratching across the line like nails on glass. "She's infertile," she told the man in the black
My esteemed
suit.
companions, the hour of our
"Ovarian
reckoning is
failure,
at hand.
uterus
Let us
atrophied,
toast to the shadows
useless
that
as a
bind
wife,
us.
but she'll do fine as
I'm
supplemental
scared.
blood." The
Please
buyer,
don't leave
Marcus
me
Steele,
alone.
Vampire
Stay
King,
with me.
900 years old, ruling saddle like his personal empire. I had 72 hours before. My name is Lily Morgan, 23 years old, waitress, college dropout. My family didn't want me. Marcus only saw me as food. I was nobody. But 3 days after he bit me for the first time, I was pregnant. Something impossible for 600 years. The baby inside me would become the most powerful heir in vampire history. Victoria didn't know what she'd sold, and when she found out, she would try to take me back by any means necessary. This is the story of how I went from disposable garbage to the only person who could birth the future of the vampire race, and how my blood family paid for what they did. The diner smelled like burnt coffee and broken dreams. Lily's feet screamed inside her sneakers. 9 hours into her shift, 3 more to go. The soles had worn through last month, cardboard shoved inside to cover the holes. Her apron was stained with ketchup that wouldn't come out, no matter how many times she scrubbed it in the sink at home. Home. The word tasted like ash. "Order up," Frank bellowed from the kitchen, slamming a plate onto the metal counter. Lily grabbed it, burned her thumb, didn't flinch. She'd stopped flinching at pain 2 years ago, when her father died and left her with Victoria. The customer at table 7 was reading his phone. Didn't look up when she set down his burger. She waited. 5 seconds. 10. He waved her away like she was a fly. No tip. Again. She walked back to the counter. Her reflection stared back from the scratched metal napkin holder. Brown hair pulled into a ponytail so tight it gave her headaches. Green eyes the color of moss. Nothing special. Nothing anyone wanted. "Lily." Frank's voice was softer this time. He slid an envelope across the counter. "Your paycheck. And listen, kid, I'm sorry, but I gotta cut your hours next week. Business is slow." The envelope felt thin. Too thin. She didn't open it. If she opened it, she'd have to count. If she counted, she'd have to face the math. Rent was $800. She had maybe $200 in tips hidden in her mattress. The gap between those numbers was a chasm she couldn't cross. "Thanks, Frank," she said. Her voice didn't shake. She was proud of that. The bus ride home took 40 minutes. Lily pressed her forehead against the cold window and watched Seattle blur past. Glass towers reflecting gray sky. People in expensive coats walking dogs that cost more than her monthly salary. She used to dream about being one of them. Now she just dreamed about sleep. The house appeared at the end of Maple Street, Victorian-style peeling white paint sagging porch. It had been beautiful once, before her father's accident, before Victoria. Lily's key stuck in the lock. It always did. She jiggled it, pushed her shoulder against the door, stumbled inside. Laughter from the living room. Female voices, high and sharp. Victoria sat on the leather couch. Her couch. The one she'd bought 2 months after the funeral, putting it on her father's maxed-out credit card. Red wine in a crystal glass. Blonde hair perfectly curled. 52 years old, but fought it with Botox and bitterness. Vanessa lounged beside her. Lily's half-sister. Same father, different mother. 20 years old, studying fashion at some private college Victoria paid for, with money they didn't have. Dark hair, perfect skin, nails like talons painted blood red. "Don't sit on the leather," Victoria said without looking up. "You're filthy." Lily stopped. Her hand hovered over the arm of the chair. "I said don't." Victoria's eyes flicked up. Blue. Cold. "Go shower first. You smell like grease." Vanessa giggled into her wine glass. Lily's fingers curled into fists. Uncurled. She turned toward the stairs. "And Lily," Victoria's voice followed her. "The mortgage is due Friday. I assume you have your share, $400, half the mortgage on a house that should have been Lily's inheritance." "I'll have it," Lily lied. "You'd better. I'm not covering for you again." Lily climbed the stairs. 14 steps. She counted each one. Her room was at the end of the hall. Smallest bedroom. It used to be storage. One window overlooking the alley. Single bed with a metal frame. Desk she'd had since middle school. The wallpaper was roses faded pink peeling at the corners. But there was a photo on the desk. Her mother. Real mother. Dark hair like Lily's. Green eyes. She'd died giving birth. Lily kept the photo in a frame she'd bought from a thrift store, glass cracked down the middle. She touched it. Just for a second. Then she heard the voices downstairs get louder. 200,000, Victoria's voice. Pitched high, excited. Lily pressed her ear to the floor vent. I'm telling you, this could solve everything. Victoria was pacing. Lily could hear her heels clicking. The debt collectors are circling. If we don't pay off Richard's gambling debts by next month, they'll take the house. Richard, Lily's father, dead 2 years, still destroying their lives. But selling Lily, Vanessa sounded uncertain. Mom, that's survival. Victoria's voice turned sharp. She's useless here, can't even hold down a full-time job, and with her medical condition, no man will ever want her anyway. Medical condition. Lily's hand went to her stomach. Flat. Empty. It had always been empty. The diagnosis came when she was 19. Premature ovarian failure. Her eggs weren't viable. Her uterus wasn't developing properly. The doctor had used words like atrophy and dysfunction and biological dead end. Victoria had been thrilled. One less wedding to pay for. The man who contacted me is very discreet, Victoria continued. He represents a private collector. They need blood donors. Type O negatives. Lily's type. $50,000 for a 2-year contract. Blood donors, Vanessa whispered. Mom, that sounds like none of our business. 50,000 clears most of the debt. I keep the house. You finish school. Lily gets room and board wherever they take her. Everyone wins. Silence. Then Vanessa, does she know? She will tomorrow. The representative is coming at noon to finalize the paperwork. Lily backed away from the vent. Her legs felt numb. Her hands were shaking. Sold. They were selling her. She should run, pack a bag, disappear into the city. But where would she go? She had $200 and no one who cared if she lived or died. The walls of her room pressed in. The roses on the wallpaper looked like bloodstains. Lily lay down on her bed, stared at the ceiling. The water stain in the corner looked like a face. She'd named it George when she was 12. George had watched her cry herself to sleep more nights than she could count. Tonight she didn't cry. She was too tired. Outside her window, the sky turned from gray to black. Seattle swallowed the sun. Tomorrow someone would come to take her away, and Lily Morgan, the girl nobody wanted, would disappear. The man arrived at exactly noon. Lily sat on the stairs, watching through the banister. He wore a black suit, expensive, the kind where you couldn't see the stitching. His hair was silver, pulled back in a low ponytail. He looked 60, maybe older, but moved like someone younger. His name was William. Victoria led him to the dining room. They sat at the table her father had built. Mahogany, worth more than everything else in the house combined. Victoria would probably sell it next. Miss Morgan, William's voice was cultured, British accent. Thank you for agreeing to this arrangement. I didn't agree to anything, Lily said from the stairs. William turned. His eyes were gray, very gray, like smoke. My apologies. I was under the impression this was a voluntary transaction. It is. Victoria shot Lily a look that could cut glass. She's just nervous. Lily, come down here. Lily's feet carried her down the stairs. She sat in the chair farthest from Victoria. William opened a briefcase, pulled out papers, set them in front of Victoria. The terms are as discussed, $50,000 paid today. In exchange, guardianship of Lily Morgan transfers to the Steele estate for a period of 2 years. She will reside on the property. Provide blood donations twice monthly. Receive room board and medical care. And she's free to leave after 2 years, Victoria asked, not because she cared, because she wanted witnesses to her benevolence. If she wishes, though most donors find the arrangement quite comfortable. Victoria signed, didn't read the contract, just signed. William pulled out a checkbook, wrote with a fountain pen. The scratch of it filled the room. He tore the check free, set it on the table. Victoria's hands shot out, grabbed it. Her eyes went wide. Lily saw the number. 5 zeros. Pleasure doing business, Victoria said. She was already standing, already leaving. Lily sat frozen in her chair. William turned to her. His expression softened. Just a fraction. Miss Morgan, I understand this is frightening, but I assure you Mr. Steele's estate is far more pleasant than your current situation. You'll have your own room, privacy, better food than, he glanced at the kitchen, whatever you've been eating here. What is he? Lily asked. Her voice came out steady. Your employer. What is he? William paused, considered. A man who needs what you can provide, and in return he will ensure you're cared for. That's not an answer. It's the only one I can give at present. William stood. We leave in 1 hour. Pack what you need. Nothing more. Lily climbed the stairs one last time. 14 steps. Her room looked smaller in daylight. The roses looked like they were bleeding. She packed in 10 minutes. 2 pairs of jeans, 4 shirts, underwear, socks, her mother's photo, a book she'd been reading. Everything fit in a backpack she'd had since high school. She left the door open when she walked out. Downstairs, Victoria was on her phone, laughing, probably already spending the money in her head. Vanessa stood in the hallway. She looked at Lily, opened her mouth, closed it. "Goodbye," Lily said. Vanessa flinched. Victoria didn't even look up. William waited by the front door. He took Lily's backpack without comment. Led her down the porch steps to the car. It was a Maybach, black. The windows were tinted so dark they looked like oil. The paint gleamed even though the sky was cloudy. William opened the back door. Lily hesitated. "Miss Morgan?" William's voice was gentle. "Whatever you think is waiting for you, I promise you'll survive it." She looked back at the house, at the peeling paint, at the window to her room where George the water stain watched everything. Then she got into the car. The leather was soft. The interior smelled like cedar and something else, something metallic. The door closed with a sound like a vault ceiling. William got into the driver's seat, started the engine. It purred. They pulled away from Maple Street. Lily didn't look back. The drive took 40 minutes, out of her neighborhood, through downtown Seattle, past the Space Needle, into an area of the city she'd never been. The houses got bigger. Then the houses became estates. Then the estates became fortresses. At the end of a private road behind iron gates 20 feet high stood the Black Manor. It wasn't a house. It was a monument to old money and older secrets. 3 stories, Gothic architecture. Black stone that looked like it absorbed light. Windows with glass so dark you couldn't see inside. Towers at each corner. Gargoyles that looked like they were screaming. The gates opened. No one touched them. They just opened. The Maybach rolled up a cobblestone drive, stopped in front of stairs that led to doors made of wood and iron. "We're here," William said quietly. Lily got out. The air smelled different, colder, like being near a graveyard. The doors opened before they reached them. A woman stood inside, tall, severe, white coat over black clothes. Her hair was pulled back so tight it looked painful. Her eyes were dark, very dark. "Dr. Helena," William said. "This is Miss Morgan." "Doctor." Helena looked at Lily the way a scientist looks at a specimen. "Inside, quickly. Mr. Steele doesn't like to be kept waiting." The entry hall was massive. Black marble floors, a chandelier that looked like frozen lightning, stairs that split in 2 directions, curving up to a second floor Lily couldn't see. It was silent, not quiet, silent, like sound couldn't exist here. "This way." Dr. Helena walked fast. Her heels clicked like a countdown. They went through hallways lined with paintings, old paintings, people in clothes from centuries ago, all of them staring down with dead eyes. The hallway ended at a door, dark wood, no handle. Dr. Helena knocked twice. "Enter." The voice from inside was male, deep. It vibrated in Lily's chest. The door opened. The room beyond was an office, bookshelves floor to ceiling, a desk made of wood so dark it was almost black, papers, a laptop, normal things. But the man behind the desk was not normal. Marcus Steele stood as they entered. He was tall, 6'3", maybe more, broad shoulders and a charcoal suit that fit like it was sewn onto his body. Black hair longer on top, swept back from his face. Pale skin, not sickly pale, marble pale, carved pale. His face was beautiful the way a knife is beautiful. Sharp, dangerous. Cheekbones that could cut. A jaw like it had been chiseled. Lips that looked cruel, but his eyes were black. Not brown, black, like staring into a well that had no bottom. Lily's heart stopped, actually stopped. For one beat, then it slammed back to life racing. Marcus looked at her, really looked. His gaze moved over her face, her throat, stopped at the pulse point in her neck. "Miss Morgan?" His voice was velvet over steel. "Welcome." Lily couldn't speak. Her tongue felt thick. "She's frightened," Marcus said. "Not to her, to Dr. Helena." "That's expected." "Should I prepare the initial screening?" Dr. Helena asked. "Yes, standard blood work, full panel." Dr. Helena gestured. "Miss Morgan, come with me." Lily didn't move. She was staring at Marcus, at the way he stood. Too still, like he wasn't breathing. He wasn't breathing. "Miss Morgan?" Marcus's tone didn't change, but something in the room shifted. The air got heavier. Dr. Helena will take a sample of your blood. It won't hurt. And then William will show you to your room. You're safe here. Am I? The words fell out of Lily's mouth before she could stop them. Marcus tilted his head. A small smile touched his lips. It didn't reach his eyes. That depends on your definition of safe. You won't be harmed. You won't be touched without consent. You'll be fed, sheltered, and protected. But you're also not free to leave. Not yet. So, are you safe? I suppose that's relative. At least he was honest. Dr. Helena took Lily's arm, let her out. The medical room was down another hallway. White walls, steel table, equipment that looked sterile and expensive. Sit. Dr. Helena pointed to a chair. Lily sat. Dr. Helena tied a rubber band around Lily's upper arm, tapped her inner elbow, found the vein. You're O negative, Dr. Helena said. Not a question. Yes. The needle slid in. Lily watched her blood fill 3 vials. Dark red, ordinary. Dr. Helena labeled them, held one up to the light, frowned. What? Lily asked. Nothing, just checking something. She left with the vials, came back 5 minutes later. Her expression had changed. She looked excited. Wait here, Dr. Helena said. She walked out fast. Lily heard voices in the hall, low, urgent, then footsteps. Marcus entered the medical room. He looked at the vials of Lily's blood on the counter, then at her. Dr. Helena says you have an unusual antibody profile. I don't know what that means. It means your blood is rare, rarer than we expected. He crossed the room, stood in front of her. Close, too close. She could see the texture of his skin. Flawless, like porcelain. Tell me, Miss Morgan, what do you know about your mother's family? Nothing. She died when I was born. I never met them. And your father dead 2 years ago. Marcus's eyes narrowed. Your medical records say you're infertile. Lily's face burned. Yes. Who diagnosed you? Dr. Carver, 4 years ago. And you've had no second opinion. I couldn't afford one. Marcus looked at Dr. Helena. Pull her files. I want to see the original test results. Sir. Now. Dr. Helena left. Marcus pulled up a chair, sat facing Lily. His knees almost touched hers. Miss Morgan, I'm going to tell you something and I need you to listen carefully. The medical records your stepmother provided are falsified. The room tilted. What? Your uterus is not atrophied. Your ovaries are functioning. The diagnosis of premature ovarian failure was fabricated. That's not possible. I saw the test results. You saw what Dr. Carver was paid to show you. Marcus's voice was calm, factual. Victoria wanted to lower your value, make you seem damaged, so she could sell you for less and pocket the difference. Lily couldn't breathe. Why are you telling me this? Marcus leaned forward, his black eyes locked on hers. Because you're not here just to provide blood, Miss Morgan. You have something far more valuable than you realize. And I need you to understand that before we go any further. What do I have? Marcus stood, walked to the window, looked out at the grounds. Do you believe in monsters, Miss Morgan? I didn't until I walked into this house. He turned, that small smile again. Smart girl. Yes, I'm a monster. 900 years old, king of the Pacific Coven. I've killed more people than you've ever met. I don't eat food. I don't sleep. I exist on blood and time. Lily should run, scream, something. But she just sat there. You're a vampire. Yes. And you bought me to feed from. That was the intention. But your blood test revealed something unexpected. You carry a dormant gene, Dampier heritage. It means somewhere in your ancestry, a human and a vampire had a child. That child's bloodline survived. And now it's in you. What does that mean? Marcus turned to face her fully. It means your blood can do something no other human blood can do. It can stabilize hybrid children. Children born of vampire and human. They usually lose their humanity within years, become feral, dangerous, but Dampier blood can anchor them, keep them sane. Lily's mind raced. You have a child. Yes. And she's feral. Not yet, but she's losing herself. She's 5 years old, Miss Morgan, and she screams in a language I don't understand. She won't let anyone touch her. She barely eats. Every day she becomes less human and more creature. And I've tried everything. Everything. Until now. He looked at Lily like she was a lifeboat in a storm. Your blood could save her. So that's what I am. Medicine? No, you're hope. The door opened. William appeared. Sir, Seraphine is awake. She's agitated. Marcus's jaw tightened. How bad? She threw a chair through the window. He closed his eyes. For a second, he looked tired. Actually tired. Take Miss Morgan to the guest wing. Third floor, east side. Make sure she has everything she needs. Wait, Lily said. Your daughter. Can I see her? Marcus looked at her like she'd suggested jumping off a cliff. That's not a good idea. Why not? Because she'll terrify you. I'm already terrified. And if my blood is supposed to help her, shouldn't I meet her first? Marcus studied Lily's face. Whatever he saw there made him nod slowly. William, take her to the nursery. The nursery was on the second floor, behind a door reinforced with steel. William unlocked it with a key that looked medieval. Stay behind me, he said quietly. Don't make sudden movements. He opened the door. The room beyond had been beautiful once. Pink walls, a canopy bed, toys scattered across the floor. But now the wallpaper was shredded, the bed was overturned, the window was broken, covered with boards. In the corner, huddled against the wall, was a little girl. She had black hair, tangled, matted. Her skin was pale, her feet were bare. She wore a nightgown that was torn at the hem. And her eyes were red, not bloodshot, red, like rubies lit from inside. She was holding a stuffed bear. The bear had one ear missing. It was filthy. When she saw them, she hissed. Her lips pulled back. She had fangs, small, sharp, baby fangs. Seraphine, William said softly. It's just me and a friend. The girl hissed again, louder. Lily stepped forward. Miss Morgan, don't. But Lily was already kneeling, 5 feet from the little girl, not threatening, just there. Hi, Seraphine, Lily said quietly. My name is Lily. I like your bear. What's his name? The girl stared. Her red eyes were huge in her small face. Does he have a name? Lily tried again. Seraphine clutched the bear tighter. Lily hummed, son, a melody she barely remembered, her mother's lullaby, the one her father used to sing when she couldn't sleep. Seraphine's hissing stopped. Lily kept humming. The tune filled the broken room. The little girl's head tilted, like a bird, curious. Then so quietly, Lily almost missed it. Seraphine spoke. Bear. Her voice was raspy, like she hadn't used it in months. Bear. That's a good name. Lily smiled. Is Bear hungry? I bet he'd like some honey. Seraphine blinked. Once. Twice. Honey? Yeah, bears love honey. Maybe we can find some later. Would Bear like that? The little girl looked at her stuffed animal, whispered something to it. Then she looked back at Lily, and she nodded. Behind Lily, William exhaled. The door opened. Marcus stood there. He'd come silently. He was staring at his daughter, at Lily, at the two of them in the same room without screaming. Seraphine saw her father. Her red eyes went wide. She pressed herself against the wall. Marcus stopped, didn't come closer. It's okay, Lily said, to Seraphine, to Marcus, to herself. We're okay. Marcus's expression was unreadable, but his hands were shaking. He turned, walked away. The door closed behind him. William knelt beside Lily. His gray eyes were wet. That's the first word she's spoken in 3 months, he whispered. 3 months. Lily looked at Seraphine. The little girl was watching her, still clutching Bear. Hi, Lily said again. You want to hear another song? Seraphine didn't answer, but she didn't hiss, and that Lily thought was progress. William showed Lily to her room an hour later, 3rd floor, east wing. The room was bigger than the entire 1st floor of Victoria's house. 4-poster bed with curtains, silk sheets, a bathroom with a tub the size of a small pool. Windows that looked out over gardens Lily couldn't see in the dark. A closet full of clothes in her size. How did you know my size, she asked. We're very thorough, Miss Morgan. William set her backpack on the bed. It looked pathetic next to all the luxury. Dinner will be brought to your room. Mr. Steele requests you rest tonight. Tomorrow we'll discuss the arrangement in detail. William, what happened to Seraphine's mother? William's expression shuddered. She left when Seraphine was 6 months old. She couldn't handle what the child was becoming. She abandoned her, yes. Lily's hands curled into fists. What kind of person abandons a baby? The kind who values her own sanity over her daughter's life. William moved toward the door, stopped. Miss Morgan, what you did today, in the nursery. Marcus hasn't been able to get within 10 feet of Seraphine without her screaming. You walked right up to her and she spoke. Do you understand what that means? That I got lucky. No, that you did something a 900-year-old vampire king couldn't do. You showed his daughter kindness. William's voice was rough. Don't underestimate the value of that. He left. Lily sat on the bed. It was soft. Too soft. She wasn't used to soft. She thought about Victoria, signing papers, selling her daughter like furniture. She thought about Marcus, a monster who loved his child enough to buy a stranger's blood. She thought about Seraphine, red eyes and baby fangs and a stuffed bear named Bear. This place was insane, dangerous, wrong. But for the first time in 2 years, Lily didn't feel invisible. She mattered here, even if it was only as medicine. Outside her window, the moon rose over the Black Manor, full, silver, and somewhere in the house a little girl whispered to her bear about honey. Lily lay back on the silk sheets, closed her eyes. Tomorrow she'd figure out what came next. Tonight she was too tired to care. Lily woke to sunlight, real sunlight, not the gray filtered light from her old bedroom window. This was gold, warm, pouring through glass that looked like it cost more than a car. For 3 seconds she forgot where she was. Then she remembered. The Black Manor, the Vampire King, the little girl with red eyes. She sat up. The silk sheets pooled around her waist. She was still wearing yesterday's clothes. Jeans, t-shirt. She smelled like the diner. A knock at the door. "Miss Morgan?" William's voice. "Breakfast." Lily opened the door. William stood there with a cart. Silver, covered dishes that steamed. "I don't expect you to serve me," Lily said. "It's not service. It's courtesy." William wheeled the cart inside, lifted the covers. Scrambled eggs, bacon, toast, fresh fruit, orange juice in a crystal glass, coffee that smelled like heaven. This is too much. Mr. Steele insists his guests eat well, especially those providing medical assistance. Medical assistance. That's what she was now. William poured the coffee, set it on the small table by the window. "When you're ready, Mr. Steele would like to see you in his office. Take your time." He left. Lily ate. The eggs were perfect. The bacon was crispy. The coffee was the best thing she'd ever tasted. She showered. The bathroom had 6 shower heads. The water pressure could strip paint. She used fancy soap that smelled like lavender and something else. Something expensive. The closet had clothes. All her size. Jeans that actually fit. Shirts that didn't have stains. A black sweater that was softer than anything she'd ever owned. She got dressed. Looked at herself in the mirror. Same face, same green eyes, but something was different. She didn't look invisible anymore. Marcus's office was exactly where she remembered. Door at the end of the hall with the dead-eyed portraits. She knocked. "Come in." He was standing by the window. Black suit today, same pale skin, same impossible stillness. "Miss Morgan, you slept well." "Yes, thank you." "Good, sit." He gestured to a chair. Leather, comfortable. Lily sat. Marcus turned from the window, looked at her. "Dr. Helena finished analyzing your blood. The Dampier gene is strong, stronger than we've seen in a century, which means the treatment for Seraphine has a very high chance of success." "Treatment? You mean giving her my blood?" "Yes, twice a month, a pint each time. Nothing that will harm you. Dr. Helena will monitor your iron levels. You'll eat red meat, take supplements. You'll be compensated." "I don't want money." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Everyone wants money. I want to see Seraphine. If I'm doing this to help her, I want to actually help her, not just be a blood bag in a fancy room." Silence. Marcus sat behind his desk, folded his hands. "Seraphine is dangerous, Miss Morgan. Yesterday was an anomaly. She could just as easily attack you. But she didn't. Not yet. Then I'll take that risk." Marcus studied her face. His black eyes saw too much. "Why so?" "Because she's 5 years old and she's alone and scared and no one's helping her. They're just waiting for her to get worse." "We're not waiting. We're trying." "You're hiding. You put her in a locked room and hope she doesn't break anything important." Lily leaned forward. "I grew up invisible, Mr. Steele. I know what it feels like when no one sees you. Seraphine needs someone to see her." The office was silent. Even the clock didn't tick. Then Marcus smiled, a real smile. Small, but real. "You're braver than you look, Miss Morgan. Or dumber. Perhaps both." He stood. "Come with me." The nursery looked worse in daylight. Claw marks on the walls. Deep gouges. The broken window let in cold air. Seraphine was in the same corner. Same nightgown. Same bear. But when she saw Lily, her red eyes brightened. "Lily," she whispered. Marcus stopped walking. Stared at his daughter. She remembers you, he said. His voice cracked, just slightly. Lily knelt, slowly, 5 feet away. Hi, Seraphine. I brought you something. She pulled out a small jar from her pocket. Honey. She'd asked William for it that morning. For Bear. Remember bears love honey. Seraphine looked at the moon, then at Lily, then at her stuffed animal. She crawled forward, inches, feet, until she was right in front of Lily. Up close, she was tiny, fragile. Her skin was paper thin, veins showed through like blue rivers. Lily opened the jar, dipped her finger in the honey, held it out. Want to try? Seraphine looked at Marcus. He nodded. Barely. The little girl leaned forward, licked the honey off Lily's finger. Her eyes went wide. Sweet, she whispered. Yeah, sweet. Seraphine looked at her bear. Bear wants more. Okay, Bear can have more. Lily put honey on her finger again. This time Seraphine took Lily's hand, guided it to the bear's mouth, pretended the bear was eating. She giggled. The sound filled the broken room like light. Behind them, Marcus made a noise, half sob, half exhale. Lily looked back. The Vampire King's eyes were wet. Not tears, but something close. I haven't heard her laugh in a year, he said. Seraphine looked at her father. Really looked. Then she held out the bear. Bear wants to share. Marcus crossed the room, slow, careful, knelt beside them. Seraphine put honey on her finger, held it out to him. Marcus opened his mouth, let his daughter feed him honey. He couldn't taste it. Lily knew that. Vampires didn't taste food, but he pretended. For her. Seraphine smiled. Her fangs caught the light. Daddy tastes honey. Yes, sweetheart, I taste honey. She threw her arms around his neck. Marcus froze, then his arms came up, wrapped around his daughter, held her like she was made of glass. Lily stood, backed away, gave them space. Marcus was crying now, silent, blood tears tracking down his marble face. Lily left the room, closed the door quietly. William was waiting in the hall. Miss Morgan. His gray eyes were full. That was private, Lily finished. It was private. He nodded, cleared his throat. Mr. Steele has a council meeting this afternoon. He's requested you attend. Why? Because you've just become the most valuable person in this house, and the council needs to see why. The council met in a room that looked like a cathedral, vaulted ceiling, stained glass windows depicting battles Lily didn't recognize. A round table, obsidian, polished to a mirror shine. 5 vampires sat around it. Marcus at the head, William to his right. The others were strangers. A woman with white hair and skin like porcelain. She looked 30. She was probably 300. A man in a red velvet suit, gold rings on every finger, eyes like a snake. Another man, bald, scarred, missing his left ear. And at the far end, directly across from Marcus, sat a vampire who made Lily's skin crawl. He was beautiful. Too beautiful. Blonde hair, blue eyes, perfect features. He smiled when he saw her. His smile had too many teeth. Ah, he said, the famous Miss Morgan. Marcus's jaw tightened. Lily, meet the Pacific Council. Elder Yuki. He gestured to the white-haired woman. Elder Constantine, the man in velvet. Elder Gregor, the scarred one. And Victor Steele, my brother. Brother. Lily looked between them. They looked nothing alike, but the way they sat, the way they held themselves, mirror images. Half-brother, Victor corrected. Same father, different mothers. Marcus got the throne. I got exile. You got exile because you tried to kill me, Marcus said flatly. Details. Victor waved a hand. But I'm back now. The council voted. Unanimous. I'm allowed to return as long as I play nice. He looked at Lily. His blue eyes traveled over her, slow, invasive. So this is the human with Dampier blood. Fascinating. Tell me, Miss Morgan, do you know what you're worth? More than $50,000, apparently. Victor laughed. It sounded like breaking glass. Oh, I like her. Marcus, where did you find this one? Her stepmother sold her. Even better, damaged goods are always more interesting. Lily's hands curled into fists under the table. Elder Yuki spoke. Her voice was soft, ancient. Miss Morgan, we've reviewed your blood work. Dr. Helena's findings are remarkable. Your Dampier heritage could stabilize hybrid children across multiple bloodlines. Do you understand the implications? That I'm useful. More than useful. Irreplaceable. Constantine leaned forward. His gold rings clinked. Which brings us to the matter of ownership. Marcus claims you belong to him. but the council has questions. I don't belong to anyone, Lily said. Legally, you do, Constantine said. Your stepmother signed guardianship over to the Steele estate for 2 years, but if the council deems it necessary, we can override that contract, place you under council protection instead. Which means what? Which means you'd provide blood samples to all 5 elders, not just Marcus. Lily looked at Marcus. His expression was stone, but his hands were gripping the armrests of his chair hard enough to crack the wood. No, Lily said. Constantine smiled. You don't get a choice, child. Actually, she does. Lily didn't know where the words came from, but they kept coming. According to the Treaty of 1894, any human providing voluntary biological assistance to vampires retains autonomous rights. You can't force me, you can ask, but you can't take. The room went silent. Yuki's eyes widened. You've read the treaty? I read everything. Your library is very thorough. She'd spent 2 hours last night reading, couldn't sleep, found a leather-bound book in the sitting room. Treaties and Accords, a history of vampire-human relations. Boring as hell, but informative. Constantine's smile vanished. The treaty also states that vampire blood can't be taxed or traded without council approval, which means Marcus can't keep you all to himself. The treaty says it can't be taxed. It doesn't say I can't choose who I give it to. Semantics. Law, Lily corrected. And unless you want to break your own treaty, you'll leave me alone. Victor started clapping, slow, mocking. Oh, Marcus. She's clever. Does she come with a warning? Marcus stood. The room's temperature dropped 10 degrees. Gentlemen, lady, let me make something very clear. His voice was quiet, deadly. Lily Morgan is under my protection. She stays in my house. She provides assistance to my daughter. If any of you have a problem with that, you're welcome to challenge me for her. Challenge you, Constantine laughed. You're the King Marcus. Who would dare? I would. Victor stood. The 2 brothers stared at each other across the obsidian table. You want her that badly, Victor asked. A human girl. I want my daughter to be saved. Miss Morgan is the only one who can do that. And what if I offered Miss Morgan something better? Freedom. Money. A life outside these walls. She's not interested. Let her speak for herself. Victor turned to Lily. Miss Morgan, if you came with me, I'd pay you $10,000 a month. You'd have your own apartment, your own life. All I'd ask is 1 pint of blood every 2 weeks. The same arrangement Marcus has, but with actual freedom. It was a good offer, a smart offer. Lily looked at Victor's perfect face, his too white smile. Then she looked at Marcus, stone-faced, barely breathing. She thought about Seraphine, red eyes, honey on her fingers, the first laugh in a year. No, Lily said. Victor's smile froze. No, team, I'm staying here. Why? Because Marcus isn't lying to me. You are. Victor's expression darkened. Careful, little human. You don't want my blood to help anyone. You want it for something else. I don't know what, but I can see it in your eyes. You're not kind. You're calculating. Silence. Then Victor laughed, but it wasn't amused. It was cold. Marcus, your pet has teeth. How delightful. Marcus moved. 1 second he was at his seat. The next he was between Lily and Victor. Touch her. Threaten her. Even look at her wrong. And I will end you. Brother or not. The council members stood. Yuki raised her hands. Enough. This meeting is over. Victor, you've made your position clear. Marcus has made his. The vote stands. Lily Morgan remains with the Steele estate. Constantine looked disappointed. Gregor looked relieved. Victor looked furious. He walked to the door, stopped beside Lily's chair, leaned down. Clever girl, he whispered, but cleverness won't save you when things get complicated, and they will get complicated. Then he was gone. The room exhaled. Marcus turned to Lily. Are you all right? I'm fine. Are you? He stopped, looked at her, really looked. You defended my claim in front of the council. I defended my own choice. There's a difference. Is there? Lily stood, met his black eyes. Yes, because I'm not choosing you. I'm choosing Seraphine. Don't forget that. She walked out. Behind her, she heard Yuki chuckle. Marcus, that girl is going to be the death of you, or the salvation, Marcus replied quietly. 3 days later, Marcus asked for her blood. Not demanded. Asked. Seraphine is deteriorating again, he said. They were in his office, evening. The city lights of Seattle glittered through the window like fallen stars. Dr. Helena thinks a transfusion now could stabilize her for months, but I won't proceed without your consent. You have it. Lily, you should know what this means. Vampire blood and human blood don't just mix, they bond. You'll be connected to Seraphine. You might feel what she feels, dream what she dreams. It's invasive. I don't care. You should, but I don't. Lily stood, walked to where he stood by the window. When do we start? Marcus looked at her. In the dim light, his eyes weren't black. They were dark blue, like the ocean at midnight. Tonight, if you're sure. I'm sure. The medical room was colder than Lily remembered. Dr. Helena had prepared everything. IV stand, tubes, bags, a reclining chair that looked like it belonged in a dentist's office. Sit, Dr. Helena said, not unkind, just efficient. Lily sat. Marcus stood by the door. He'd taken off his suit jacket, rolled up his sleeves. His forearms were pale, corded with muscle. This will hurt, Dr. Helena said. Not the needle, the transfusion. Your blood will go into Seraphine, but Marcus's venom will go into you, to mark you, to create the bond. Venom, Marcus stepped forward. When I bite you, my venom mixes with your blood. It doesn't turn you, but it changes you, slightly. You'll heal faster, be stronger. Your senses will sharpen. That doesn't sound so bad. It burns, Dr. Helena said bluntly, like fire in your veins, for about 30 seconds. I can handle 30 seconds. Dr. Helena inserted the IV into Lily's arm. Blood began flowing through the tube, dark red, ordinary. Marcus knelt beside the chair. Eye level with Lily. I need to bite your neck. The venom spreads faster that way. Are you ready? Lily's heart was hammering. She could hear it. Probably Marcus could too. Yes, he moved closer. His hand came up, cupped the side of her face. His skin was cold, but his touch was gentle. Look at me, he said softly. She did. His eyes weren't cold anymore. They were afraid. I haven't done this to a human in decades, he whispered. If I hurt you, you won't. You don't know that. Then I trust you not to. Something in his expression cracked, just for a second. Then he leaned in. His breath was cold against her throat. She felt his lips, then his teeth. The bite was sharp, quick, like a needle. Then the venom hit. Lily gasped. Her spine arched. Fire. Actual fire racing through her bloodstream. Every nerve ending screamed. Marcus's hand tightened on her face, steadying her. Breathe, he murmured against her skin. Just breathe. 30 seconds felt like 30 hours, then it stopped. The fire faded, left behind warmth, spreading from her neck to her chest to her fingers and toes. She could hear everything. The hum of the lights, Dr. Helena's breathing, Marcus's heart. Wait, vampires didn't have heartbeats, but she heard it anyway. Faint, slow, like an echo. Marcus pulled back. His lips were stained red. Her blood. It's done, he said. Lily touched her neck, felt 2 small punctures. They weren't bleeding anymore. Already closing. That's it. That's it. Dr. Helena checked the IV. The blood transfer is complete. I'll take this to Seraphine now. She left with the bag of Lily's blood. Marcus stayed, still kneeling. How do you feel? Warm, tingly, like I drank too much coffee. That will fade. By tomorrow you'll feel normal, just stronger. He stood, offered his hand. Lily took it. He pulled her up. She stumbled. He caught her. For a second they were very close. His chest against hers, his black eyes looking down. Thank you, he said quietly, for trusting me. Thank you for asking. He smiled, small, sad. Then he let her go. Lily slept hard that night, dreamed of red eyes and honey and a little girl laughing. Woke up feeling different. Not bad different, just more. Colors were brighter, sounds were clearer. She could smell rain coming even though the sky was cloudless. 3 days passed. Seraphine improved, dramatically. She spoke in full sentences, let the servants change her clothes, ate solid food. Her red eyes faded to dark brown. She asked for Lily every day. They read stories, drew pictures, played with Bear. Marcus watched from the doorway, never came in, just watched. On the 4th day, Lily woke up nauseous. On the 5th day, she threw up breakfast. On the 6th day, Dr. Helena knocked on her door at dawn. Miss Morgan, I need to run a test. What kind of test? Dr. Helena's face was pale. Please, just come with me. The medical room, again. Dr. Helena drew blood, ran it through a machine, stared at the screen. No, she whispered. That's impossible. And what's impossible? Dr. Helena turned. Her eyes were wide. You're pregnant. The room tilted. That's not funny. It's not a joke. You're 72 hours pregnant. 3 days since the bite. That's not possible. I'm infertile. The tests were fake. Remember, Marcus told you. Dr. Helena pulled up the results. But this is real. You're carrying a hybrid fetus. Human mother, vampire father. Lily's legs gave out. She sat hard on the floor. Marcus and I didn't. We haven't. You don't need intercourse. Vampire venom can carry genetic material. When he bit you, his DNA entered your bloodstream, and your Dampier genes accepted it, created an embryo. That's insane. That's biology, rare biology. This hasn't happened in 600 years, Miss Morgan. You're carrying the first natural-born hybrid in centuries. The door slammed open. Marcus stood there. He must have heard. Vampire hearing. He looked at Lily on the floor, at Dr. Helena's screen. Is it true? His voice was barely a whisper. See for yourself. Dr. Helena turned the monitor. Marcus stared at the screen, at the tiny cluster of cells that was already dividing, growing. 3 days old, he said. Numb. Yes. He looked at Lily. His expression was unreadable. Then he fell to his knees beside her. I didn't know, he said. I swear to you, I didn't know this would happen. I know. This is my fault. It's biology. Lily, I need air. I need to think. She stood, walked out, down the hall, out to the gardens she'd never visited. It was raining. Of course it was raining. She stood in it, let it soak her hair, her clothes, pregnant, with a vampire's child, a hybrid, something that hadn't existed in 600 years. She should be terrified. She was terrified. But underneath the terror was something else. Wonder. Her hand went to her stomach. Still flat, still empty. Except it wasn't empty anymore. Behind her footsteps, Marcus. He'd followed her out, was getting soaked. We need to tell the council, he said. Why? Because they'll find out, and if we hide it, they'll see it as a threat. What will they do? Marcus was quiet for a long time. I don't know, he admitted. The treaty forbids hybrid births without council approval. They could demand termination. Lily's hand pressed harder against her stomach. No. Lily, I said no. I don't care what the treaty says. Then they'll come for you. They'll take you. Let them try. Marcus moved in front of her. Rain dripped off his dark hair. I will protect you, he said. Whatever happens, I swear it. Why, this is your problem now, too. Because that child is mine. And you are, he stopped, swallowed. You've given me my daughter back. You've given me hope. I won't let them take that away. Lily looked up at him, rain and darkness and impossible promises. Okay, she said. Okay. They stood in the rain, and somewhere in Lily's womb, a hybrid child began to grow. Victor found out 3 days later. Not from Marcus, from a servant Marcus had bought. Paid well. The servant reported directly to Victor, and Victor reported to Victoria. They met in a warehouse on the outskirts of Seattle. Neutral ground. Victoria was dressed in expensive clothes now. New purse, new shoes, spending the $50,000. You said she was useless, Victoria hissed. Infertile. I said the records claimed she was infertile. I never verified. She's pregnant with a hybrid. Do you know what that's worth? Victor smiled. 500,000 to the right buyer. What buyer? Me. Victor leaned back. I need hybrid blood to create an army. A baby hybrid still developing is even better. The stem cells, the pure genetic material. I can synthesize it, create soldiers who are both human and vampire, loyal to me. And you'll pay me 500,000 if you get her back. Yes. Victoria's eyes gleamed. How? Leave that to me, but I'll need leverage. Does she have anyone she cares about? Anyone who could be used, Victoria thought. Her half-sister, Vanessa. They're not close, but Lily has a soft heart. If Vanessa were in danger... Perfect, Victor stood. I'll arrange it. You stay ready. When I have Lily, you'll get your money. Victoria shook his hand. She didn't see the way Victor smiled when she turned away. He wasn't going to pay her anything. He was going to kill her once Lily was secured. Loose ends had to be tied. The kidnapping happened on a Tuesday. Lily was in the garden with Seraphine. They were picking flowers. Seraphine liked daisies. Marcus was in a council meeting. Emergency session. Something about territory disputes. The security was light. Victor had made sure of that. He came over the wall with 5 mercenaries. Humans, ex-military, paid well to not ask questions. They had tranquilizer guns loaded with a sedative strong enough to drop a bear. Lily saw them too late. She pushed Seraphine behind her. Go find your father. The little girl ran, fast, vampire fast. The first dart hit Lily in the shoulder. The world tilted, blurred. She saw Victor walk toward her, smiling. Hello, Miss Morgan. I believe we have unfinished business. Darkness took her. She woke in a warehouse. Concrete floor, metal walls, the smell of rust and old blood. Her hands were zip-tied behind her back. Ankles too. Victoria stood in front of her. Hello, Lily. Lily's vision swam. The drugs were still in her system. You sold me twice, Lily said. Her voice was hoarse. I sold you once. This time I'm taking what's mine. That baby you're carrying is worth $500,000, and I'm going to get every penny. Victor appeared from the shadows. Actually, you're not, he said. He shot Victoria. Once. Center mass. She fell, eyes wide, blood spreading across her expensive blouse. What? She gasped. Loose ends, Victor said calmly. He looked at Lily. Don't worry, you're much too valuable to kill. But we will be extracting that fetus, tonight. My surgeon is very skilled. You'll probably survive. Lily's hands shook. She pulled against the zip ties. They cut into her wrists. Marcus will come for me. I'm counting on it. This warehouse is rigged with enough explosives to level a city block. When dear brother arrives to save you, boom. No more king, no more competition. He knelt, brushed hair from Lily's face. You could have chosen me, you know. This would have been so much easier. Lily spat in his face. Victor smiled, wiped it away. That baby gave you some fire. I like it. He stood, walked to the door. Prep the surgical bay. We begin in 1 hour. The door slammed. Lily was alone, except for Victoria, dying 6 feet away. Their eyes met. I'm sorry, Victoria whispered, blood on her lips. I was wrong about you, about everything. Then she stopped breathing. Lily closed her eyes, and somewhere across the city, Marcus felt the bond snap, felt Lily's terror through the connection the venom had created. He stood from the council table. The meeting is over, he said. Marcus, we're not finished. I said, it's over. His eyes went pure red. The king was going to war. The warehouse was silent except for Lily's breathing and the drip of Victoria's blood hitting concrete. 1 hour. She had 1 hour before they cut the baby out of her. The zip ties were industrial grade, tight enough to stop circulation. Her fingers were going numb. Think, she had to think. The venom in her blood. Marcus said it made her stronger, faster. She tested it, pulled against the plastic. It cut deeper, drew blood. But she felt the tie stretch, just slightly. She pulled harder, ignored the pain, ignored the wet warmth running down her wrists. The zip tie snapped. Her hands were free. She reached for her ankles, fingers clumsy from the drugs still in her system. The second tie broke easier. Lily stood, swayed. The warehouse spun. Victoria's body lay in a spreading pool of red. Her eyes were still open, staring at nothing. Lily wanted to feel something. Grief, anger, relief. But all she felt was empty. She stepped over the body. Moved toward the door Victor had used. It was locked. Heavy steel. No handle on this side. She pressed her ear against it. Heard voices on the other side. Men. At least 3. The surgical bay was through that door. They'd be setting up equipment. Sterilizing instruments. Preparing to take her baby. Not her baby. Their baby. Hers and Marcus's. Her hand went to her stomach. Still flat. But she felt it. A warmth. A presence. Life. I won't let them take you, she whispered. A window. High up on the wall. Covered with boards. But boards could be broken. Lily looked around. Found a metal pipe lying in the corner. Probably used to beat someone. The end was stained rust brown. She picked it up. Heavier than she expected. But the venom made her strong. She swung at the boards. Once. Twice. The wood splintered. Cracked. Third swing. The boards fell away. The window was small. But she was smaller. Lily climbed onto a crate. Pulled herself up. Squeezed through the gap. Glass cut her arms. She didn't care. She fell. Landed hard on wet asphalt. Rain was coming down in sheets. She ran. Behind her shouts. They'd found the empty room. Lily ran faster. The venom made her feet light. Her lungs strong, but she didn't know where she was. Industrial district. Warehouses on every side, no lights, no people. Footsteps behind her, getting closer. She turned a corner, saw headlights, a black SUV, screeching to a stop. The door flew open. Marcus. He was out of the car before it stopped moving. His eyes were pure red, glowing. His fangs were fully extended. He looked like death in $1,000 suit. Lily. His voice was ragged. Are you hurt? I'm okay, but Victor, he's in the warehouse. He's going to blow it up when you... I know. Marcus grabbed her, pulled her against his chest. I know everything. The bond. He'd felt her terror through it. We need to leave, she said. Now, before gunfire. Bullets pinged off the SUV. Marcus spun. Put himself between Lily and the shooters. 5 mercenaries, the ones who'd taken her, coming around the corner with automatic weapons. Marcus moved. He was a blur, 1 second standing. The next in front of the first gunman, he broke the man's neck with one hand. Casual, like snapping a twig. The others fired. Bullets hit Marcus, chest, shoulder, stomach. He didn't stop. He tore through them like paper. Efficient, brutal. 3 seconds and all 5 were down. Marcus turned back to Lily. Blood, theirs, not his, splattered across his white shirt. His bullet wounds were already closing. Get in the car. Marcus, there are more inside. Whoa. I know, William's handling it. As if on cue, an explosion. Small, controlled. The warehouse's north wall blew out. William emerged through the smoke. Not alone. He had 20 vampires with him. Marcus's guard. They poured into the warehouse. More gunfire. Screams, the wet sound of bodies hitting concrete. Victor appeared in the blown-out wall. His perfect face was twisted with rage. You always ruin everything, he screamed at Marcus. Father chose you. Isabella chose you. Now this human chooses you. What do you have that I don't? Marcus's expression was cold. Final. Honor. He moved toward Victor, but Lily grabbed his arm. Don't, the building. He said it's rigged with explosives. Marcus stopped, looked at his brother. Victor smiled, pulled out a detonator. Clever girl. Yes, enough C4 to level this entire block. I die, you die, everyone dies. You'd kill yourself just to hurt me. I've been dead for 200 years, Marcus. Ever since you took everything that should have been mine. His thumb moved toward the button. A scream split the air. High, piercing, inhuman. Something small and fast came out of the darkness. Red eyes blazing. Seraphine. The little girl hit Victor like a missile, knocked him down. The detonator flew from his hand. Lily dove for it. Caught it. Held it tight. Seraphine was on top of Victor. Claws out, fangs bared. She looked feral again. Wild. But she wasn't attacking randomly. She was protecting. You hurt Lily, she shrieked. You hurt Lily and the baby. Victor threw her off. She hit the ground hard. Didn't get up. Marcus roared. The sound wasn't human. It was ancient, primal. He was on Victor in a heartbeat. They fought. Brother against brother. Vampire against vampire. It was brutal. Vicious. They moved too fast for Lily to track. But Marcus was stronger. Older. Angrier. He got Victor in a chokehold. Lifted him off his feet. You lost, Marcus said. You will always lose. Because you fight for yourself. I fight for them. He threw Victor straight through the remaining wall. Victor landed in the warehouse, didn't move. William's vampires surrounded him. Silver chains, heavy, thick. They bound him. Wrists, ankles, neck. Victor struggled, screamed, begged. No one listened. Lily ran to Seraphine. The little girl was crying, blood on her forehead. Hey, you're okay. You were so brave. Seraphine threw her arms around Lily's neck. He wanted to hurt the baby. I heard him. Through the bond. He wanted to hurt you. The bond. Seraphine was connected to Lily now too. Through the blood transfusion. You saved me, Lily whispered. You saved us both. Marcus knelt beside them. He was bleeding. Silver bullet wounds. They weren't healing as fast. We need to leave, he said. Now, before the council arrives. Too late. The air pressure changed, dropped. 5 figures appeared from the shadows. They didn't walk. They simply materialized. The council. Elder Yuki, Elder Constantine, Elder Gregor. 2 others Lily didn't recognize. They looked at the scene. The dead mercenaries. The chained Victor. The pregnant human. Constantine spoke first. Marcus Steele, you violated the treaty, created a hybrid without council approval. The penalty is death. Marcus stood, placed himself in front of Lily and Seraphine. Then you'll have to go through me. We will, Constantine said, gladly. But Yuki raised her hand. Wait, let the girl speak. She has Tampere blood. She has rights under the treaty. Constantine scoffed. She's human. She has no rights. She has the right to defend her choice. Article 7, Section 4. Lily stood. Seraphine clutched her leg. You want me to defend creating a hybrid? Fine. I didn't create anything. Biology did. When Marcus bit me to save his daughter, his venom reacted with my Dampier genes. I didn't know it would happen. Neither did he, but it did. And now I'm carrying a child who could be the future of vampire-human relations. Or you can kill us both and prove that vampires are exactly what humans fear. Monsters who destroy what they don't understand. The council was silent. Then Lily felt it, a sharp pain in her abdomen. Low, deep. She gasped, doubled over. Marcus caught her. Lily, what's wrong? I don't. Another pain, sharper. Oh God. Liquid ran down her legs, warm, clear. Her water had broken. Dr. Helena appeared from the SUV. She'd been waiting there, ready. She's in labor, the stress, the trauma, it's triggering early delivery. How early? Marcus demanded. 3 days pregnant. This is impossible, but it's happening. The baby was coming. Now, in a destroyed warehouse, surrounded by bodies, with the council watching. Lily screamed, not from pain, from fear. I can't do this. It's too soon. The baby will survive. Yuki moved forward. If we help. She knelt beside Lily, placed her hand on Lily's stomach. I am the oldest here. I have seen hybrid births before. 600 years ago. They are violent, fast. The child feeds on the mother's life force to accelerate growth. You will not survive without intervention. Then intervene, Marcus said. His voice broke. Please. Yuki looked at him, then at Lily. If I do this, the child belongs to the council. Our protection, our guidance. No, Lily grabbed Yuki's wrist. The child belongs to us. But we'll accept council oversight. Partnership, not ownership. Another contraction. Lily screamed. Yuki smiled. Brave. Foolish. But brave. She looked at the other elders. I invoke the right of sanctuary. This birth is under my protection. Any who oppose it, oppose me. Constantine stepped forward. You can't. I can, and I do. Grigor moved to Yuki's side. I stand with Yuki. The two unnamed elders joined them. Constantine stood alone. Quinine, but when that abomination destroys us all, I will say I warned you. He vanished, just disappeared. Yuki turned to Dr. Helena. We need a circle, ancient magic, vampire and human, to stabilize the birth. Dr. Helena nodded, pulled supplies from the SUV, chalk, candles, vials of something dark. They worked fast, drew a circle on the wet ground, lit candles that shouldn't stay lit in the rain but did. Yuki chanted, words in a language older than English, older than Latin. The air inside the circle warmed. Bring her inside, Yuki commanded. Marcus carried Lily into the circle, laid her down on his jacket. It was ruined anyway, blood and bullet holes. Lily's vision was blurring. The pain was constant now, no breaks between contractions. I can't, she sobbed. It hurts. It's killing me. Marcus knelt beside her, took her hand. Look at me, Lily, look at me. She focused on his black eyes. You survived Victoria selling you. You survived being kidnapped. Twice. You survived my brother. You're the strongest person I've ever met. You can survive this. I'm scared. I know, so am I. Another contraction. Worse. Lily screamed. Dr. Helena checked her. She's crowning. The baby is coming. Now. Push, Yuki said. Channel the pain. Use it. Lily pushed, every muscle straining. She felt like she was being torn apart. Again, Dr. Helena urged. Lily pushed. Harder. She felt the baby move. Descend. One more push. The baby came out in a rush. Tiny, impossibly tiny, but alive. She cried, a strong, furious wail. Dr. Helena caught her, cut the cord, wrapped her in a blanket that appeared from nowhere. It's a girl, she said softly. Lily collapsed back, exhausted, dying. The circle's light was fading. She'd given too much. Marcus saw it. No, you don't get to leave. Not now. He bit his wrist, held it to Lily's mouth. Drink. My blood will save you. That will turn me. I don't care. Drink. Lily drank. His blood tasted like copper and night and something indefinable. It burned going down, but then warmth spread. Strength. Her wounds began healing, the hemorrhaging stopped. She wasn't human anymore. Not fully, but she was alive. Marcus pulled his wrist away. The wound closed instantly. Dr. Helena handed him the baby. He looked down at his daughter. She had Lily's nose, his dark hair. Her eyes were closed. But when they opened, one eye was green, like moss, like Lily's. One eye was black, like a well, like Marcus's. She was perfect. Aurora, Lily whispered. Her name is Aurora. Marcus's eyes filled with blood tears. Aurora, he repeated. The baby opened her mouth, yawned, showed tiny fangs already formed. Yuki stepped forward, looked at the child. Remarkable. She's already adapting, growing. By tomorrow, she'll look a week old. Is that normal? Lily asked. For a hybrid, there is no normal. She's the first in 600 years. Grigor approached, peered at Aurora. May I? Marcus hesitated, then handed his daughter over. Grigor held her gently. Aurora grabbed his finger, held tight. He smiled. Strong grip. She'll be a warrior. Aurora cooed, then did something unexpected. She bit Gregor's finger. Not hard, just a tiny nip. But her fangs drew blood. The drop of blood touched her lips. Aurora's mismatched eyes glowed. Just for a second. Gregor gasped. She just healed my arthritis. I've had it for 2 centuries. It's gone. The council member stared. Her blood is medicinal, Yuki breathed. She's not a weapon. She's a cure. A noise from the warehouse. Victor, still chained, still conscious. He was laughing, bitter, broken. You see, that thing will change everything. The balance will shift. Humans will want our power. Vampires will want their humanity. It's the end. Yuki walked to him, looked down. No, it's a beginning, and you're too blind to see it. She turned to the guards. Take him to the obsidian chamber. Trial will be held in 3 days. The charge is treason. The sentence will be exile. Exile where the silent tombs. He'll live forever in darkness and silence. No blood, no company, just existence. A punishment worse than death for someone who loves his own voice. Victor's laughter cut off. No, no, kill me. Just kill me. Death is a mercy. You don't deserve mercy. They dragged him away. His screams faded. The rain had stopped. Dawn was coming. The sky was turning gray. Marcus helped Lily stand. She was shaky but alive. William brought the SUV closer. Hospital, he asked. No, Lily said. Odin. Home, take us home. 3 months later. The Black Manor looked different. The curtains were open. Sunlight poured through UV-filtered glass. The halls weren't silent anymore. They echoed with laughter. With life. Lily stood in the nursery, the same room that had been destroyed. But it was rebuilt now. Fresh paint, new furniture, toys that actually got played with. Aurora sat on a blanket, 3 months old but looked 6 months. She was growing fast. Too fast, but she was healthy, happy. Seraphine sat beside her, teaching her to stack blocks. Good job, Rory. Now the blue one. Aurora clapped, knocked the tower over, giggled. Seraphine laughed too. Her eyes were brown now, no red. She spoke normally. Normally. The Dampier blood had saved her. Marcus entered. He'd been in a council meeting. They happen weekly now. How did it go? Lily asked. Constantine has been removed from the council. His conspiracy with Victor was proven. He's under house arrest for the next century. And his replacement, Marcus smiled. You're looking at him. Yutama, Elder Yuki insisted. She says I have a vested interest in hybrid human relations now. He crossed the room, wrapped his arms around Lily from behind. She leaned into him, felt his cold skin against her warm neck. She was still mostly human, but the vampire blood had changed her, made her stronger, faster. She'd live longer, much longer, maybe even long enough to grow old with him. I have something for you, Marcus said. He pulled out a box, small, velvet. Lily turned. Marcus, I'm not asking you to marry me, not yet. You've been through too much too fast. But this is a promise. When you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'll be waiting. He opened the box. A ring. Black opal set in silver. Beautiful. Understated. It was my mother's. She was human. Married my father against the council's wishes. They had 50 years together before she died. 50 happy years. Lily's eyes filled. I don't know what to say. Say you'll think about it. I'll think about it. He smiled, kissed her forehead. Aurora made a noise. demanding attention. They both turned. Their daughter was standing. On her own, 3 months old and standing. Did she just, Lily started. Aurora took a step, wobbled. Seraphine caught her. She walked, Seraphine squealed. Rory walked, Marcus picked up Aurora, spun her around, she laughed. That beautiful sound, Lily watched them, her family, chosen, chaotic, perfect. A knock at the door. William entered. Miss Morgan, you have a visitor? Who? Your half-sister, Vanessa. Lily froze. She hadn't spoken to Vanessa since the warehouse, since Victoria died. Show her to the sitting room. I'll be there in a minute. William nodded, left. Marcus looked at Lily. Do you want me to come with you? No, I need to do this alone. She went downstairs, found Vanessa sitting on the edge of the leather couch, the same one Victoria had forbidden Lily to touch. Vanessa looked different, thinner, older. Grief had aged her. She stood when Lily entered. Hi. Hi. Silence. I'm sorry, Vanessa said, her voice cracked. I'm so sorry for everything, for how Mom treated you, for not standing up for you, for... She stopped, breathed. I found her will, Mom's. She left everything to me, the house, the money, all of it. But I don't want it. It's blood money, literally. She pulled out an envelope, set it on the coffee table. I'm selling the house. This is your half, $250,000. It should have been yours anyway. Lily looked at the envelope, didn't touch it. I don't want it. Please, it's all I can do to make things right. You can't make it right, but you can move forward. Lily sat down, gestured for Vanessa to sit. What are you going to do with your half? I don't know, go back to school maybe? Mom was paying my tuition. I can't afford it now. What are you studying with fashion design? Lily thought for a moment. The council needs a new tailor, someone who can work with both human and vampire clients, traditional and modern. It pays well, very well. Vanessa's eyes widened. You do that after everything. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because you're good at what you do and because everyone deserves a second chance. Lily had gotten hers. Why not Vanessa? Her sister started crying. Thank you. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just be better. Be the person Mom never let you be. Vanessa nodded, wiped her eyes. They talked for an hour, carefully, cautiously, building something new from the ruins of something broken. When Vanessa left, she hugged Lily, quick, awkward, but real. That night, Lily stood on the balcony of her room. The city of Seattle spread out below, lights like fallen stars. Marcus joined her, wrapped a blanket around her shoulders. Cold, a little. They stood in comfortable silence. Do you regret it? Marcus asked quietly. Any of it. Lily thought about Victoria, about being sold, about the terror and pain and impossible birth. She thought about Seraphine's laughter, Aurora's smile, Marcus's arms around her. No, she said, I don't regret any of it. Even though your life will never be normal. Normal is overrated. I was normal before, I was invisible. Now I'm extraordinary. Lily smiled, leaned into him. Inside, Aurora started crying, not distressed, just awake. Seraphine's voice drifted out, singing a lullaby, off-key, but sweet. The crying stopped. She's good with her, Marcus said. They're sisters, in all the ways that matter. Marcus turned Lily to face him. His black eyes were soft. I love you, he said. I don't know when it happened. Maybe when you walked into Seraphine's room without fear. Maybe when you stood up to the council. Maybe when you fought to keep our daughter alive. But I love you, and I will love you until the stars burn out. Lily reached up, touched his face. Cold skin, warm heart. I love you too. Monster and all. Especially the monster. Especially the monster. He kissed her, gentle, reverent. When they pulled apart, the sky was lightening, dawn was coming. Marcus didn't flinch from it anymore. The UV glass protected him, let him see sunrises again. New day, Lily said, new life. Think we can handle it, Marcus smiled. Together we can handle anything. Somewhere in the city, the council convened, making new laws, new treaties, preparing for a future where hybrids weren't feared, but celebrated. Somewhere in the silent tombs, Victor screamed into darkness. No one heard, no one came. Somewhere in a grave marked with no name, Victoria's body rested, unmourned, unforgiven. But in the Black Manor, life continued. Aurora grew stronger each day. Seraphine grew happier. Lily grew into herself, into her power, into her purpose. And Marcus learned that 900 years of existing wasn't the same as living, until Lily taught him the difference. Climb. The video fades to black. White text appears. Victoria Morgan was convicted posthumously of human trafficking and fraud. Her assets were seized and donated to charities supporting exploited women. Victor Steele remains in the silent tombs. His sentence eternity. Konstantin Volkov was stripped of his elder status. He lives under permanent surveillance. Elder Yuki became the first vampire to publicly advocate for hybrid rights. Her work continues. Seraphine Steele made a full recovery. At age 12, she became the youngest vampire to master daylight tolerance. Aurora Steele Morgan became the first registered hybrid in council history. By age 5, her blood had healed over 300 vampires and humans. She is considered the bridge between two worlds. Marcus Steele and Lily Morgan were married in a ceremony attended by both the Vampire Council and human dignitaries. It was the first legal union of its kind. Lily's stepfamily said she was worthless, broken, empty. Marcus saw the truth. She wasn't broken. She was the missing piece that made everyone whole. Her family sold her for $50,000. He made her priceless. Final image: Lily in a black dress, Marcus beside her in a suit, Aurora between them holding both their hands, Seraphine on Lily's other side. They're standing in front of the Black Manor, but the gates are open, sunlight streaming through. A family, chosen, fierce, free. The screen fades to black. One last line of text, some stories end. This one is just beginning.